Welcome to English Chat Flow.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Chat Flow. I'm Melissa, and I'm so happy you decided to spend a little time with us today.
And I'm Mark. Whether you are listening while you are walking, driving, cooking, or simply relaxing at home, thank you for being here with us.
Today, we're going to talk about something that almost everyone experiences, but many English learners worry about.
Yes, we are talking about small talk, those short, friendly conversations that happen before meetings, while waiting in line, at school, at work, or even in a coffee shop.
Some people think small talk is not important because the conversations are usually short and simple.
But actually, small talk is one of the best ways to build friendships, feel comfortable around other people, and practice speaking English naturally.
And the good news is that you do not need perfect grammar or a very large vocabulary to have a nice conversation.
You only need a few useful expressions, some confidence, and the willingness to be friendly.
As always, we will speak in clear and natural English that is comfortable for B1 to B2 learners.
We will use everyday language, explain new ideas naturally, and share many examples that you can imagine using in your own life.
Before we begin, we have a simple question for you to think about while you listen.
Here it is. When was the last time you had a short conversation with someone you did not know very well?
Maybe it happened at work.
Maybe it happened at school.
Maybe it happened while you were waiting for a bus or shopping at a supermarket.
Or maybe you wanted to start a conversation but did not know what to say.
If that has happened to you, don't worry. It happens to almost everyone.
Even people who speak English as their first language sometimes feel nervous when they meet someone new.
That might surprise some of our listeners.
It surprises many people because they think confidence comes naturally.
But confidence usually grows through practice, not because someone is born without fear.
Every friendly conversation helps you become a little more comfortable.
Mark, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Do you enjoy making small talk with strangers?
Today I do, but that was not always true.
Really? I thought you had always been comfortable talking to new people.
Not at all. When I was younger, I often worried about saying the wrong thing.
What kind of thoughts did you have?
I wondered if the other person would think I was boring, or if there would be an awkward silence.
I think many listeners can relate to that feeling.
Probably. The funny thing is that most people are thinking exactly the same thing.
So both people are worried about making the conversation comfortable.
Exactly. Once I understood that, I started feeling much more relaxed.
That is an interesting idea. We often imagine that everyone is judging us.
But in reality, most people are simply hoping for a pleasant conversation.
So, let's explain something important. What exactly is small talk?
Small talk is a short, friendly conversation about simple topics. The goal is not to discuss difficult problems or serious debates.
Instead, the goal is to create a comfortable connection between two people.
Think of it as opening a door.
I like that image.
Before you become friends or have a deeper discussion, you usually open the door with a little conversation.
That conversation might only last 2 or 3 minutes.
But sometimes those 2 or 3 minutes can lead to a friendship, a business opportunity, or simply a pleasant moment during your day.
So, small talk is not small because it is unimportant.
Exactly. It is called small talk because the topics are light and easy.
For example, people often talk about the weather.
Some learners think that talking about the weather is boring.
But the weather is something both people can immediately understand.
It gives both people an easy place to begin.
You might say, "It's much cooler today than yesterday."
Or, I can't believe how sunny it is this morning.
The other person can answer without needing to think very hard.
And once the conversation begins, it often moves naturally to another topic.
Another common topic is your surroundings.
Yes, if you are waiting at a train station, you can talk about the station.
If you are attending a conference, you can talk about the event.
If you are standing in a cafe, you can ask whether the coffee is good.
These questions feel natural because they connect to the situation around you.
That is much easier than suddenly asking very personal questions.
Imagine meeting someone for the first time and immediately asking about their salary,
That would probably make most people uncomfortable.
or asking why they are still single.
That is definitely not the best way to begin a friendly conversation.
Small talk grows slowly. First, you create comfort.
Then, if both people enjoy talking, the conversation naturally becomes deeper.
So instead of thinking, I need to impress this person, try thinking, I just want us both to feel comfortable.
That simple change in thinking can make conversations feel much easier.
Now, let's imagine a very common situation. You arrive at work a few minutes early, and another coworker is waiting nearby.
You both smile politely, but nobody speaks.
Many English learners think they need to say something brilliant.
But actually, something simple is often much better.
For example, you could smile and say, "Good morning, how has your day been so far?"
That question is simple, friendly, and easy to answer.
The other person might say, "It's been pretty busy already, but everything is going well."
Then you can continue naturally by saying, I know what you mean. This week has been quite busy for me too.
Notice that nobody is trying to sound clever.
They're simply sharing small pieces of their day.
That is one of the biggest secrets of successful small talk.
It is not about saying impressive things. It is about making the other person feel comfortable.
Another helpful tip is to ask open questions.
Open questions usually cannot be answered with only yes or no.
For example, instead of asking, "Did you enjoy the weekend?"
You could ask, what did you do over the weekend?
That gives the other person more freedom to answer.
Maybe they visited family.
Maybe they stayed home and watched movies.
Maybe they tried a new restaurant.
Whatever they say, you now have something to continue talking about.
Melissa, could I ask you one of those questions?
Of course.
What do you usually like to do on weekends?
I enjoy quiet weekends. I like reading, going for a walk, trying new cafes, or cooking something I have never made before.
That sounds relaxing. Have you discovered any good recipes recently?
Actually, yes. Last weekend, I tried making homemade soup from fresh vegetables.
How did it turn out?
Better than I expected. I thought it would be difficult, but it was surprisingly simple.
See, that conversation happened naturally.
We did not prepare it.
We simply showed interest in what the other person said.
And that brings us to another important skill.
Listening.
Many people think a conversation is mostly about speaking.
But good conversations depend just as much on listening carefully.
When someone answers your question, really pay attention to their words.
Don't spend the whole time thinking about what you will say next.
Instead, notice small details.
If someone says they enjoy hiking, you could ask where their favorite place is.
If someone says they recently started a new job, you could ask how they are enjoying it.
Those follow-up questions show genuine interest. People usually enjoy talking with someone who listens well.
In fact, being a good listener is often more valuable than being a great speaker.
There is another mistake that language learners sometimes make.
They become afraid of silence.
A few seconds of silence are completely normal.
You do not have to fill every moment with words.
Sometimes, both people simply need a moment to think.
And that is perfectly okay.
If the conversation slows down, you can gently introduce another simple topic.
For example, you might ask, "Have you been busy this week?"
Or, do you have any plans for the weekend?
Those are common questions because they are easy to answer without feeling too personal. Speaking of personal questions, there are also topics that are usually better to avoid when making small talk.
Especially when you have just met someone.
Politics can sometimes create disagreement very quickly.
Religion can also be a sensitive topic.
Money is another subject that many people prefer to keep private.
And questions about age or relationships may make some people uncomfortable.
Of course, Every culture is a little different.
Yes, what feels normal in one country may feel too personal in another.
That is why it is usually safest to begin with light, everyday topics.
Weather, hobbies, travel, food, books, sports, work, or local events are all good choices.
Mark, imagine we have just met at a coffee shop.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Hi, is this seat free?
Yes, please have a seat.
Thanks. This cafe is much busier than I expected today.
It really is. I think everyone had the same idea this morning.
Have you been here before?
A few times. Their coffee is excellent, and I like the quiet atmosphere.
That's good to know. It is actually my first visit.
Then I definitely recommend the cappuccino.
Thanks for the recommendation.
You're welcome.
That conversation was short, but it felt friendly.
Exactly. Nobody shared personal secrets.
Nobody tried to impress the other person.
We simply talked about something we both experienced in that moment.
That is often how real friendships begin.
One comfortable conversation leads to another.
Then, little by little, trust begins to grow.
Another helpful habit is smiling naturally.
Your words are important, but your body language also communicates a lot.
A warm smile, relaxed shoulders, and comfortable eye contact make conversations feel much easier.
You do not need to smile every second.
That would probably look a little unusual.
Yes, people might wonder what you are so happy about.
But showing that you're relaxed helps the other person relax too.
And there is one final thing I would like our listeners to remember before we continue.
Small talk is a skill.
And every skill becomes stronger with practice.
The first conversation might feel uncomfortable.
The fifth conversation feels easier.
The 20th conversation may start feeling completely natural.
You do not become confident first and then start talking.
Usually you start talking first and confidence slowly follows.
So far, we have talked about what small talk is, how to begin a conversation, and how to keep it going naturally.
Now let's finish with some practical expressions and ideas that you can start using today.
One useful expression is, "How's your day going?"
It sounds friendly, natural, and people hear it very often in English-speaking countries.
Another simple question is, "Have you been busy lately?"
If someone says yes, you can ask, "What has been keeping you busy?"
If they say no, you might reply, "Sometimes it is nice to have a quieter week."
Notice that there is no perfect answer.
The goal is simply to continue the conversation.
Here's another expression. That sounds interesting.
It shows that you are paying attention.
Then you can continue with, "Can you tell me more about it?"
That small question often leads to a much better conversation.
Another useful phrase is, "I've always wanted to try that."
Imagine someone tells you they enjoy hiking.
You could answer, "I've always wanted to try that. Do you have a favorite place to go?"
Or maybe someone says they recently visited another city.
You could say, "I've heard good things about that place. What did you like most?"
These questions feel natural because they connect directly to what the other person has already shared.
That is much easier than changing the topic every few seconds.
Melissa, what do you think is the biggest mistake English learners make during small talk?
I think many learners believe they need perfect English before speaking.
I agree completely.
They spend so much time worrying about grammar that they forget to enjoy the conversation.
And the other person usually is not paying attention to every small grammar mistake.
They're paying attention to whether you are friendly, interested, and easy to talk to.
Of course, improving your grammar is important.
But communication always comes first.
Another mistake is trying to memorize entire conversations.
Real conversations are never exactly the same.
Instead of memorizing long dialogues, learn useful expressions that you can use in many situations.
That gives you much more flexibility.
Let's review a few words we used today.
The first word is awkward.
Awkward describes a situation that feels uncomfortable or slightly embarrassing.
For example, there was an awkward silence for a few seconds.
Another useful word is genuine.
Genuine means real, honest, and sincere.
If you ask genuine questions, people usually enjoy talking with you.
We also use the word surroundings.
Your surroundings are the people, places, and things around you.
Talking about your surroundings is an easy way to begin small talk.
Another important word is connection.
A connection is a friendly relationship or feeling between people.
Small talk helps create that connection.
Finally, we talked about confidence.
Confidence is not something that suddenly appears one morning.
It grows through experience, one conversation at a time.
Before we finish today's episode, we would like to give you a small challenge.
The next time you have the chance, start one short conversation in English.
It doesn't have to be long. Even 1 or 2 minutes is enough.
Smile, ask one simple question, listen carefully, and respond naturally.
Then notice how you feel afterward.
You might discover that it was much easier than you expected.
And if it feels difficult, that's completely normal.
Every conversation is another opportunity to learn.
Remember, nobody becomes an excellent communicator overnight.
They improve little by little through regular practice.
So do not wait until your English feels perfect.
Use the English you have today.
Tomorrow, you will know a little more.
Next month, you will feel a little more confident.
And one day, you may realize that small talk no longer feels difficult at all.
Before we say goodbye, we'd love to hear from you.
Write a comment saying, "I'm your name from your country," and one question I like to ask during small talk is,
It can be something as simple as, "How is your day going?" or "What do you like to do in your free time?"
reading your comments is always one of our favorite parts of making these episodes.
It also gives you another chance to practice your English in a real and meaningful way.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
We hope this conversation helps you feel more relaxed the next time you speak English with someone new.
Remember, great conversations usually begin with simple words and a friendly smile.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and enjoy every opportunity to use your English.
We'll see you in the next episode of English Chat Flow.